One Piece Chapter 1042. Oh my god. Is the raid actually failing? Was Mr. Morge right? Is Act 3 finally ending after 50 plus chapters? Is this the tragedy that we have been waiting for? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what the hell is going on, but I am loving. What is good, everybody? It is your boy, Henny About It, and I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. This was one of those chapters, man, that just puts a smile on your face. You know what also put a smile on my face? You subscribing to the YouTube channel. Please hit that red button and then hit post notifications. Hit the bell. And, you know, while you're at it, why don't you like the video? And while you're at it, why don't you comment on the video? That'd be greatly appreciated. But let's get into the video. Before the chapter starts off, we get the Germa 66 cover story, which is Oven taking Niji and Yonji to Whole Cake Island through Brulee's mirror world. We also see Pudding there too, and she's looking pretty pissed off as she hates Sanji's brothers, which she should because they're a-holes to Sanji, her BF. Like, you can't be doing that to her BF, like she's gonna F you up. But anyway, I think I really like this development. Now, it's pretty small. I haven't seen anyone else really cover this. But this is, I think, a pretty big deal. The reason I think this is such a big deal is now Germa has to go through all of Big Mom's territory super injured. And even though that most of the Big Mom pirates are in Wano, that still is a massive deal. I obviously don't know what the deal with Katakuri is and how injured he is. But we know Oven's pretty fine. We know Brulee's pretty fine. I forgot who else is in Whole Cake still. But, I mean, still, you have an army of homies there that could protect them. And Germa is pretty effed up. They lost Niji and Yonji. So I think we have to realize that they might get captured here. And I'm not saying that's confirmed. But I think that would be such an interesting possibility. As we know that there still is maybe some loose ends to the Germa stuff. We could see, let's just say, like, Big Mom escapes Wano, right? And then we see them like in Elbaf or something, and they have Germa there. And then Germa sees that Sanji is, has the powers they do now. That would be pretty powerful. And it would be pretty ironic. I think there's a lot you could do there, and I think there's so much you could get out of that, so I think there's so many possibilities with it. This cover story is very interesting. I think this is going to go under the radar, but I think this is a really big deal. Finally getting to the chapter, it starts off with Drake impaling the CP0 dude, and I thought this dude was done. I thought he was kaput. I thought he was just being a fraud this whole arc. And it turns out he wasn't, because he gets out of the impalement from the sword and he finger pistols Drake in the throat. Talk about being a bad ass. But shout out to CP0, dude. They also had some interesting dialogue as well, where he says, "Explain yourself, Drake." Meaning, I took this as, like, okay, are they on the same side or something? Because why would he be like, "Explain yourself"? Like, unless, if he knew he was his enemy, why would he even say that? So, maybe Sword and the world government are on the same page here? Could be. I don't know. And then also, CP0 dude's like, man, I wish I could do what you're doing. I wish I could, like, do my own justice like you are, Drake. So that's interesting too. Are they holding him back from actually doing good? Does this dude want to do good? It's kind of making him more human, as these guys have been kind of like robots this whole time. So yeah, pretty interesting. And obviously we'll see CP0 dude later on in the chapter. We then cut to the Flower Capital for like 3 panels, and it just shows them that the citizens are putting the lanterns up. Which I think is a good sign, as it shows, okay, Onigashima's definitely got to be floating over them soon. I think we might get a really cool panel where it's like all the lanterns are like surrounding Onigashima, and now obviously then they're going to notice that a freaking island is floating over them. So I'm excited about that. What gets me even more excited is this Luffy vs. Kaido fight, and it's the rest of the chapter. And honestly, I couldn't be more happy about it. For me personally, this is the best fight in Onigashima in Wano, period. And this might go down as Luffy's best fight in the whole entire series. Only time will tell. But the way it's shaping up just right now, this is, in my personal opinion, already like a top 5 Luffy fight. This is incredible. So Kaido is getting pummeled by Luffy's Python, I think, from Snake Man, and he's getting hit every each way. He only blocks one of the attacks from Luffy, and the rest of them hit them. Luffy seems kind of out of breath. And I want to take a moment just to say, again, Kaido's durability is on another level. This is crazy. He's taking Conqueror's Haki, Snake Man punches, and he's fine. And Luffy's huffing and puffing. And he's just taking it like a champ repeatedly. This is crazy. This is what a Yonko should be doing. And he shows more later why he is a Yonko in this chapter, let me tell you. But then while he's getting punched, he starts talking about there's no way Luffy could be made out of rubber. This is not rubber. Rubber can't be doing these things. And everybody in the community is losing their shit over this. They are going crazy. And what I have to say to this is I think this is an exaggeration. I do not think this is just oh my god, wait, he's actually not rubber, so he's like some god now. Like that means, like, remember, because the Gorosei were talking about this fruit, right? And who said it was like really special, so that means that like it's actually not the Gumma Gumma no fruit. He's actually like a deity now. This is crazy. I would slow our roll. I think that's a possibility. But I think Oda might be gaslighting us here. I personally do not believe that he is some kind of deity. I don't know why he would switch this after 1,000+ chapters. And I know now we're getting into like, he's Joy Boy and he's kind of the chosen one type thing. But even so, I wouldn't see him just changing his devil fruit 1,000+ chapters into this series. But if it does go that way, I wouldn't be too personally upset about it. I just personally don't think it's very likely. I think we're just getting gaslighted by Oda here. This is just Kaido saying, like, how is Rubber actually doing all this stuff? How is Luffy doing all this stuff? This is him just more impressed with Luffy in general and like how he's using his ability than him saying like, oh, this must mean this is the magical deity fruit. He must be a Buddha now. Oh my god, this is he could do anything at will. So let's just slow our roll. It could be that, but only time will tell. So anyways, Kaido's getting pummeled and he's like, that's it, stop it right now. And then he goes into his drunk phase, the flirty drunk phase, and he's like, just stop. You know, I didn't know Kaido was a whore like that. Did you guys know he was a whore? I guess he's a fighting whore. But anyway, he's looking pretty cute. And then Luffy's all like, you're still drunk, you little whore. And then he's like, well, guess what, bozo? I got future sight too. This definitely makes sense. I mean, we know the top of the top hockey users only have that. And that puts Katakuri in a different league. I mean, is he a Yonko level now? Because now Kaido has it too. So that means like Katakuri is actually Yonko level. But in seriousness, that's not really against Katakuri. That puts him in higher regard. And yeah, I wouldn't expect anything less from Kaido. And then we see him dodge all of Luffy's attacks just like that. It shows how fast he is. And it shows like another drunken phase, like the stealing phase. And then we just see Kaido dodge all his attacks and then just chomp down on Luffy. He then takes Luffy in his mouth, paws, all the way up to the air. And Luffy's like, he ate me. And then he's like, let me out, please let me out. And he's like, alright, bet, I'll let you out. Lets him out, Boro breath to the face, shoots all the way down through Onigashima. And then Luffy has to go all the way back. I mean, this whole sequence here is incredible. I mean, the way Kaido goes up, oh my god, the cinematography for this, or the choreography, whatever the hell you want to call it, it's the same thing. Man, it hits different, man. It just hits different. We also see, like, Yamato briefly, and we see Momonosuke in his big dragon form looking like, what? Like a tiny little panel being like, what the hell is that? Where is that coming from? What is going on? So then, Luffy is like, I think he does whatever he does with his legs, kind of like the kick thing Sanji does, kind of. And he turns into Bouts Man, which I don't think we've ever seen him just switch just like that, which that's pretty crazy. And he's talking about, like, he's like, damn it, like, I don't think I have that much time left. This is my final Gear 4. I'm going to get screwed here. I have to finish him off. And he's like, losing's not an option. And Kaido's like, you're coming back? And he's like, oh, you're so demanding. And what this shows, to me at least, is that Kaido was not going like 200% right now. This dude is just like, this is a good fight for him. This is probably maybe on the fight level of like Odin maybe. I'm kind of guessing. Obviously, we have the parallel at the end of the chapter. But still, I think this shows, like, yeah, Luffy is at wit's end, and Kaido is, like Big Mom, could go another 5 rounds. Okay, maybe not 5 rounds. But he could still go, and Luffy's like, this is my last Gear 4. I'm screwed if I don't finish this. While Kaido, on the other hand, is pretty fine. I mean, considering he's been getting effed up pretty much, and he's drunk, having a good time, having fun, and he could still go a few more rounds. So this shows how powerful he really is. Anyway, Luffy goes on to say that if I lose here, everyone in Wano will starve to death. And that causes Kaido to go on a rant. And he's talking about how, sure, the people of Wano are brave, but they're losers. It doesn't matter, they didn't win. And then he's like, well, winners shouldn't have rationalization. Just because they are like, oh, well, I want to die, so that covers up my failure. That doesn't mean they actually won. So he's basically putting it in such a black and white way. Now, obviously, what Kaido was saying here is false, and we all know this. But the thing that's interesting is I want to know how he got here. Is it through something with rocks or something else? Who knows? This is not the same positive person we've seen in the flashbacks, where I don't think younger Kaido would have said this. I think younger Kaido would have been like, well, actually they are pretty brave, but something definitely changed that mindset to get that to where he's thinking that now. So that's what interests me the most about this scene. After the speech, Luffy hits Kaido with a Supreme Gon, or an Over Gon, depending on the translation. And Luffy's trying to hit him again while Kaido's on the ground. However, Kaido is so fast that he gets a Roaring Thunder Bagua before Luffy can even hit him again. And Luffy gets smacked. They're trading blows back and forth. However, it doesn't feel like Luffy has the upper hand in this confrontation at all. It feels like Kaido basically has his foot on the pedal while Luffy's struggling to go by. I mean, he's struggling to push 50 right now while Kaido's going 90, right? And I don't think Kaido's even trying that hard. Once Luffy gets hit, air starts coming out of his mouth, and we see his eyes are white too. Like, he's definitely losing it. Like, he is not at 100% at all. He's trying to keep the air inside him, so it says he has more power, which makes sense. I guess the bigger you are, the more power he has. So again, just showing that he is at his limit, and we see homicidal drunk phase Kaido, and my God, that's intimidating. That's up there with flirty drunk Kaido. I mean, that is crazy. These drunk phases, I'm loving them. I'm loving them, especially this shit. These are the best drunk phases, period. So then, the moment of truth happens. Kaido's going in for an attack. Luffy's going into her attack. He says, this is my last shot. They're both going in at full force. He's like, Kaido's like, come on, Brett. Bring it on. Bring it the fuck on. Let's get it. Right? He's laughing. He's in his homicidal phase. What's going to happen? Then Luffy's like, Supreme. And then Kaido's like, Roaring Thunder. And then, snaky motherfucking ZP0 dude comes out of freaking nowhere. Grabs Luffy on the shoulder. Luffy's like, what the hell is this? Kaido's like, ZP0? What? Then Kaido sees the flashback with Odin when the stupid Bon Clay imposter was impersonating that dude and he was going to kill Momo, but whatever, blah, 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 or he was impersonating Momo. And Luffy's like, what the hell is this? CP0 dude dodges out. Kaido, full force, hits Luffy with his Thunder Bagua. This panel is unfreaking real. Kaido's face looking purely devastated. Luffy, blood coming out of his mouth. He looks effed up. This looks horrible. CP0 dude looking like a freaking fraud loser. Is he a fraud for this? I mean, like, can you not be a pussy? Like, can you just fight him? Like, why not? Like, can you not be pussy? You know what I mean? But my God, end of chapter. We don't got a break next week. Thank God. Is the raid failing? Like I said at the beginning. And I said, I don't know. I really don't know. If Luffy kind of fails like this, I'm like on the fence on it. Because on one hand, Luffy, this whole entire chapter, was not catching up with Kaido at all. But at the same time, to go out in such a disappointing way as this. Now, I guess it also too parallels the Odin flashback, and I really like that. We know this CP0 dude is going to get folded right after this, no matter what happens. I also was thinking too, we know like the roof was like rumbling and shit, right? So is Luffy just gonna go straight down? And like he mentioned, like what Kaido mentioned the first time when he was defeated him, like, oh well, I didn't bring your head, so they're not gonna believe me. So now he's gonna be below them, right? He's gonna be where everyone's at, where I think Law's crew, maybe all of them convene at that same location. I don't know about Frank. Zoro won't see him, right? I don't think Sanji will. Maybe Nami and Usopp. Yeah, maybe them, I guess. But we know Law and Kid's crew are there, right? So anyway, so now Kaido can show them, okay, I defeated them. And we also know too, Kaido did not like let go of Odin, even though it was like a cheap win, right? He wasn't like, oh well, this wasn't fair, so let me do the same thing. No, Kaido was not gonna do that. We know this. And obviously, you know, the title, everything, it's so ironic at the end of this chapter. And yeah, man, this was a chapter. This ending is crazy. And we don't have a break next week? My God, I think I could make another video on this because there's just so much to dissect here. I might want to wait for next week's chapter to actually, you know, see what actually happens after this. But yeah, all I know for sure, though, is CP0 dude is getting folded, and Luffy might be getting folded too. If he doesn't come up with a new form soon too, I think Morge was right. The raid will fail, and I totally agree with that agenda. And I mean the tension this arc, this chapter, on another level. It was tense throughout the whole chapter. The scenes were beautiful. I mean, building up to this moment was incredible. This was peak. This was honestly one of the best chapters of Onigashima. You know, up there with the Sanji one. I mean, this was great. This is what we wanted. But yeah, guys, that's all I really have for you today. I think I might make like I said earlier, a video going deeper into this. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the chapter. And if you think I am a loser or not, or if I'm a winner. Okay? Let me know. Hope y'all have a great day. Peace out.